All right, hey Pat. So give you a quick tutorial on how to change the naming of menu items over here. So one thing to point out is that, for example, from here all the way down to here, these are custom. I'm sorry, not custom, but these are the default menu items that Highlevel gives you. These are ones that we have added our own. So these are what's called the custom menu link, right? Now, these have their own specific naming, right? ID naming. These are assigned a ID number at the time of creation. So you just gotta be very careful. Even though the steps are the same to get the ID, I'll show you that now. But the naming for these is gonna be vastly different than the naming for these two. So for example, what we want to do is, let's say we want to change this. We're going to do it in a client's account. We're going to go from this calling being conversations. We're going to call it inbox. So what we want to do is we're going to right click that item, click on inspect. If you want to make sure, that you are on the href for this section. So it's normally just on the top, as you can see. But if you can't find it really, all you got to do is you click this arrow right here so you can select inside of a page, and then here you select it and that puts you already there. Now what you want to do is you want to look for the ID. So you see right here it says _conversations. So most buttons are going to follow the same naming convention up to here. Anything else that you do custom menu link, they're going to have a different ID that it's not going to be, SB _ whatever it is. So now that we know this is SB conversations, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our account. And oh, by the way, so this is how you can hide some of the menu items in here. So all your sub accounts don't have it. So it's the same thing. You find out what the name of the button is that you want to hide. SB app, this one, it's the marketplace. So we basically hide that for everybody, and then open score over here squiggly, display, and then a none for the function, and then we close the function again. Now for this one, we know that it is SB conversations, right? That's the ID for this. So we're going to say SB conversations. We're going to put a hashtag in front of it or a number sign, and then we're going to say span, right? Span, we're going to space. Now we're going to open up the function, enter, and then we're going to say visibility, right? We're going to open, and then we're going to say this is hidden. All right, we're going to close that, go to the second line, and then now we go to the position for this specific button. We're going to open, and then we're going to say relative. Okay. We're going to close that, and now we're going to close our function with the squiggly bracket. Now for the next one, now we just called it, right? All we're doing here is saying, hey, I want you to find this specific button and I want you to hide it, right? So it doesn't show, because the position is going to be relative. Now we're basically going to do the same thing here. We're going to copy this. We're going to put it here on the bottom. But now we're going to say after, right? Because this is after we found the button, after we hidden it. Now we're going to say what we want it to name, or what we want to name our button. So we say content. Okay, we're going to open that. Now this one is inside of quotations, and then we're going to say inbox, right? Because if one of the quotations is missing, it's not going to work. And then we close it. Now literally same thing as above. Now we go visibility, right? We're going to open, and then we're going to say absolute. We're going to close, go to our next line. Now we want to name where we want it to be. So obviously it's just going to be from the top to bottom. We're going to say on the 0 position, and then we're going to say from left. We're going to open, we're going to say 0. Then we're going to close, and now we close our function. So that's basically it, right? We're calling out the conversations. We're telling it to hide it. The position is relative, top to find out where it is. Now we're calling the function again for that button. And then we're going to say content is, this is what we're going to call it, inbox. We're closing. visibility absolute. I'm sorry, 1 second, I messed this up real quick. So it's not visibility here, it's going to be visibility on visible. See, this is why you got to troubleshoot these things, especially with coding. So visibility, it's going to be visible, and now we want our position, right? And then here, this is going to be absolute, so it's sticky to where the alt button is. So now we're going to update. We're going to go back to our sub account. We're going to refresh, and basically this whole thing now should update to say inbox. Right, so as you can see now, it says inbox on here. And if you want to check again, right, basically just go to the href, SB conversations, it's still what it's called, right, meta, and it's now called inbox. So that's basically how you hide and rename buttons inside of your GHL interface.